position.
Oh, Kissay! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the LCO, delivered by Menulog. You didn't know where I was coming from. I just took the elevator back up. But look, it is time for me to start talking about the game, but also, you know, have a dare real quick. Skimmy, do you want one? What flavour are we rocking?
What are we working with,
We got triple espresso, we got espresso, we got some mocha, and then the toffee nut latte. Which one do you want?
Just give us some mocha, mate.
Chicken mocha. You know, the mocha. Everyone loves a mocha. I'm having an espresso myself.
Yeah, cheers, mate.
No added sugar as well, so keeping it. Hey, anyway.
You can only sit here if I get a dare as well.
What one do you want?
I want a mocha.
You want a mocha?
I want a mocha.
Rusty, are you good?
No, I'm good, mate.
Okay, no worries, Phil.
Not good for
Unfortunately, we've got to restock that top shelf because we're running low, but here's your mocha.
Thank you very much.
Now, quickly, let me have a sip of this.
Beautiful.
Wait, what team were we doing first? It was...
Is it Chiefs? Is it Gravy?
It's a Gravitas roster. Let's have a look at the Gravitas roster to see how they are doing and looking. Oh, handsome as expected.
Toppy.
Oh, we got a new top there, Rusty. Talk to me about him.
Yeah, we got bloody Toppy and Floppy.
Hey!
Oh, that is a legendary lineup.
Stacked roster with Toppy and
Yes.
Floppy. I feel like they should make content together. Anyway, Toppy's one of the new additions to the team with Llenia. Toppy, if you don't know him, has competed in university leagues, is a very good Gnar, and I cannot forget him playing Camille for some reason in my head at all times. He has to be a Camille player because he's an amateur university player that is now in the LCO.
Okay.
It is almost like a rite of passage for top laners to be very good at Camille. What I do know about him is that he's quite good at carrying, as I just named a couple of carry champions, and that is what I'm expecting to see from him here, which I don't feel like we get ever from Gravitas in top lane. I don't think we've ever had a top laner that I would say is a carry.
I think I just honestly couldn't go past the actual Toppy and Floppy name synergy. So I feel like together there is no going wrong with this roster, and I feel like Chiefs are really in to, you know, be putting their paces today, Skimmy.
Certainly could be. Certainly could be. I mean, it's a great chance, right, for all these teams now to say, this is exactly what we wanted as our roster, this is what it really should look like, and, you know, early level ups, you know, because it feels like for the most part they have been. I mean, we just had a game that went 40 minutes, an absolute banger, the longest so far, the game before that, right? Really pushing them to the end, so can Gravitas look to try and upset the balance and say, Chiefs, you are looking like the best team in the league right now?
Yeah, that's the scary part, right? Now, we've been seeing Chiefs pull off a couple of speed runs last week, and I'm worried that they may increase that time today. It is definitely going to be a good test for Toppy, at least.
Yeah.
But Toppy up against Topoon, you know, a couple of top players with Toppy in their name.
They're both Toppies.
Ain't this
They're just legends, you know. That's what we say in New Zealand. Legend. Toppy, you are a Toppy. Well, you know, with that one out of the way, with me just completely just looking like an idiot, what I want to say is Arthur's been an absolute legend. The man is 4-0-16 so far from all the games played. The only one in the entire league that's deathless, and a big driving factor behind him, looking so good as a pair between himself and Tally in this game in particular. It just ran the rift, an absolute muck, made Goodo look like an absolute amateur, and just ultimately so creative with those hex gates. But also Topoon, he is a menace. We know he is the solo king monster, but in his games, you know, he had 8 kills, 9 kills. The guy's just out here farming. He's having fun. He's saying that, yeah, top lane can be a little bit boring. It can be a bit of a case of wait till 20 minutes, then maybe something happens. He's like, nah, forget that. I'm bored. Let's do stuff.
I'm so happy that they went for this sort of global composition up against Order. It was just so great to watch. I'm expecting maybe something similar again, you know, a few more global ultimates, you know, sort of there as well. But also Nocturne. I'm actually really enjoying how much Nocturne we're seeing in the LCO. There seems to be, you know, 1 a day at least. I think, wait, have we had 2 today?
We've had 1.
We just had the 1 today, yeah?
We just had 1. Maybe I felt like it was 2 because I was just watching replays. Either way, my brain just wants more Nocturne. Maybe I'm trying to tell the future as well.
We need more Shyvana, more Rammus.
Oh. You're speaking my language, mate. You know me. You talk to me after the show.
Yeah,
now, look, let's start talking about how this one's going to go for Gravitas. It is a difficult approach, obviously, going up against Chiefs. What should we expect their goals to be here, Rusty?
I mean, Toppy needs to trade 1-for-1 when Topoon goes crazy because he's been doing that every single game so far. So you should be able to get money top.
Yeah.
I feel like it's probably, like, if you want to beat this team, you have to have the ability to control their mid jungle somehow. And I think that's the most important thing. Like, I don't want a blind Xerath. I want something that forces priority. It might actually be a Nocturne Galio or a Lissandra, right, for them. That's what I would like, because controlling Arthur, controlling Tally is controlling the flow of the map a bit better, and then you actually have tools to play it out. Because if those two are ahead, they just run you over.
Well, I'm got a nice little surprise for you guys, all right? It's not Toppy, it's not Floppy, but it is another fresh face here on the LCO. We have Llenia for the pre-match interview, which we get to have a quick chat to. So, Llenia, I've got one question for you, which is kind of two questions. It is the Cotton Eye Joe question, and the questions are, where did you come from and where did you go? But the where did you go is more so like, what are your goals here in the LCO?
I think a goal as a team for us this split is to make playoffs. I think there are odds are against us, but I think it's definitely doable for us. Yeah.
Very good.
Best of luck in that, and we know that you're quite a proficient Hecarim player, so what are your thoughts on the current jungle meta, and how does that favor you in particular?
Yeah, so most people know me as a Hecarim one trick who doesn't have hands, so
Oh,
I'm probably
no, that's
gonna be
not
on
true.
Call of Duty. Yeah, so obviously Hecarim isn't meta right now, but this season I've tried to play more champions in solo queue and scrims. I might even pull out the Remus for Skimmy.
Ooh, for Skimmy and Mac. Well, best of luck, Llenia, and have fun in your next game because it's going to be a fun one.
Yep, thank you.
Good luck to Llenia, hey? Oh, a little bit of Ramus in there.
What a good lad, eh?
We're gonna let it go.
You come talk to us afterwards, mate.
No.
Come join this trifecta of fun.
Us
Yes, you, me,
time.
and us.
Yeah. That's
No,
what we
shall you
want.
just say you, me?
Triggered. It's gone.
Can we talk about skill expression on Yumi again?
Yeah, we can.
We
so,
I think you
Ru-
could, but I actually want to talk about the death fan vote,
okay.
so I'm not going to let you.
Okay, bro.
Rusty, I'm saving you here. Death fan vote time. Get your Twitch points in. Pick a team. Chiefs, Gravitas. What are we expecting this result to sort of look like? Is it like one of those 95-5? Like, is it just like Chiefs fans going, here, have my Twitch points, boom? Or are we expecting maybe the Gravitas fans to rise up?
I think if Gravitas approach it much like Mammoth did earlier today, where they drafted a comp which has to win early to mid, then it can really put up a bit of a fight, right? Before a team like Chiefs can say, well, we can win really well early, but we're mainly going to be playing for late game scaling. I think that really is your bread and butter right now. If you're a lower end team, just hit them hard. If the comps sort of miss the mark by mid game, it's doomed. But there's no point playing a scaling comp because you'll never make it. Okay,
well, let's have a look at our predictions and see if anyone is insane. No one is. Okay, so we're all going for the Chiefs here, and. Okay, so now I'm behind.
Yeah.
So
every day from now on, maybe I just have to go for the comeback mechanics.
It's so early. You don't have to go for the underdog. You don't have to.
It doesn't begin just yet.
About it.
You just don't have to.
I don't have to.
You can pick an underdog on a day, but you don't have to go for the underdog.
You know what gets me? When he does the voice, it sounds like Artie Donna. Like, so much.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That's so good, I love it.
Expecting that
Yeah,
maybe there's
we're
a Chiefs team winning today. Hey?
Custard.
You guys know about dogs? Do you guys know about dogs? I love underdogs. They're pretty good, eh?
Kitty has no idea.
Kitty's just so
no idea.
You know my auntie, Donna?
Donna Kebab?
Yes.
Banger.
Yes. It's an easy clip.
Anyway, so Mac, why did you go for Chiefs today?
Because they're unstoppable, essentially. And like they've destroyed Order last week. They're up against PGG tomorrow, and I'm probably going to still pick Chiefs against them tomorrow. I feel like they're just looking so good coming out of the off-season. Thanks.
Yeah, well,
Any more questions for the boys?
Yeah, hit us with them.
so Skimmy.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on skill expression on Yumi?
Well, actually, it's a really good question you've asked me.
Is Champion Select ready?
It is not. It is not ready, Kitty.
Well, actually, I think it's actually comparable to Akali. I think, like, you know, if you're really good at Akali, you're probably insane at Yumi.
So Suman is insane at Yumi?
Yumi mid lane?
But
Oh my
Violet's
God.
losing on Yumi.
Oh, that obviously means Violet's trash.
Oh. I mean, that checks out.
Kitty, I'm going to take the host role back
Logic's there.
before we all get players. We were lifting up the players, all right?
We love our
Toppy
players.
And Floppy. Let's talk about Toppy and Floppy. You know Toppy and Floppy.
Yeah, he's a bit of a toppy, isn't he, mate?
Yeah, he certainly is, eh? Doing all right. Rusty, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah, good.
He's having a great time on the end of this couch.
It's because we had Dare Eyes coffee.
you
No,
three
you
are
and me did.
unleashed.
Yeah.
You and me?
Again? Should we keep talking about it?
I don't think you should.
Okay,
For
fair enough.
the sanity of everyone in
Okay,
Twitch chat.
fair enough, eh?
I'm sure there's a couple of Keck W's there, though.
Yeah, maybe.
You know that.
That one Yumi fan going,
Maybe just like,
yes.
or like the awkward, like the, like, ha
Aha!
ha.
Do you want me to save the
How did-
segment?
how
or
did
do
this-
you just
I-
want it
I-
keep on?
How does
I
the
just don't
conversation
care.
derail to here?
I love this. I thrive in these moments. What is going on over there?
You guys can't see it, but
That's a photo. That is a photo. No,
It
Cap,
is.
you've just done that. That
It
is
is.
beautiful.
certainly.
Freeze the moment, save it for later, put that in the back pocket,
There
and
is
carry
a-
on with the
there
show.
is a photo of Skimmy on the production
That
monitor
is
at the side
content
of us.
gold.
Just like,
Oh,
I
beautiful.
love this team. We have the best team, let's be honest.
We certainly
the
do.
best team.
I really hope we could get that as like an actual like lower third, just here, just get Skimmy's head popping up. And be like,
Pop up.
either way, production is here to save the day. It is
Yes.
time
Thank
for
you.
Champ Select. Let's get into the final game of the day.
Final game of the day, Chiefs up against Gravitas. Literally David and Goliath.
yeah, I mean, you could definitely make the case for it being a David Goliath. Chiefs right now, their biggest competition seems to be the clock. They're just racing to win as fast as they possibly can. So I don't know if this game will be any exception for them. Gravitas on the other side, I will say, want to make a strong case. They want to come into this game, make a strong case, say that adding Toppy, adding Llenia to the mix, this was planned, this was intended, this is the
Yep.
roster that we want.
Yep.
And so this should be putting our best foot forwards. Even if it's a loss, you want to find something you can take home afterwards and say, that was good. Like, we're happy with this. Let's work with that.
Yeah, to reiterate our points earlier in the split to start off, split 2, right? It's the fact that DaJeung, if this is to be his next pairing, they are a stable pairing. They can spend the entire split working together, really form a huge bond, and, you know, look to really rise Gravitas, like Llenia said, into a playoff spot.
So there's one thing that we mentioned at the very start of the day, that is that Kalista has been enabling engaged support in the LPL. I know we're probably not going to get it this game because Lucian Nami exists, but I would love to see the Chiefs go into the Kalista and tank support meta.
Okay.
Because I feel like that is something that Aladoric is just happiest being, right? Which is a tank engaged style player. Can still play all of these enchanters, of course, has a diverse champion pool, as does Raes. And Lucian's just such a good champion right now. I think he is one of the only ADs that is consistently banned. And this is interesting because the Chiefs want the Senna, Tahm, Kench to be up, right? They want that there. They can play it themselves. That's their comfort duo.
Yep.
But I don't think they're worried about playing into it if they have Lucian Nami.
No, this is what they played last week, and this will be their first time now playing the Lucian Nami on the side of the Chiefs, right? So a showcasing of, well, we're going to deny that away from you because that was a pairing with the Viego, which really can spell disaster. I'm going to say, what champion should I play today? I've played Wukong, I've played Nocturne. Is it a case of Lee Sin? Let's never forget that Lee Sin performance he had at Split 1, where he absolutely humiliated people. It was crazy.
Yeah, he's a beast on this Lee Sin. I mean, the Korean Lee Sin spec still reigns supreme here in the LCO. They're just too good. Viego going to be seen on the opposing side here, so it's not going to be Hecarim for the self-proclaimed and known as, of course, Hecarim One Trick. The Viego, I think we're probably going to have a composition that could be considered similar to what we saw from Mammoth earlier, with the Senna, Tahm, Kench bottom. Viego can probably play around the control mage mid and then have a carry top lane like the Camille. I'd like to see that, but with these bans, it's starting to become very limited, right? You've got Veigar that could be picked. We've seen Vladimir bans as well for scaling options. I'm pretty sure Toppy plays Vladimir.
There's a big focus right on Tally. Lissandra, Ari, LeBlanc gone. What do they ban as a response? The final ban here for the Chiefs, that is. And then is it a case, really, for Tally of saying it's either Veigar or Zillion? Is he going to default to what was his bread and butter last season? I mean, he's played obviously bits of Twisted Fate, Galio, Raes out of the equation right now, but certainly could still play globals if the team wanted
Yeah,
it.
you ban Veigar, he picks TF, you've got a Lucian Nami to play towards,
Yep.
right? You have options.
Absolutely.
Your red side, so Topoon could have counter pick. I think it could be a TF 4th angle. Like to see what they choose to go. I think if you're going to commit to mid bans, Veigar is the logical choice, given that they've been kind enough to ban LeBlanc and Azir for you anyway.
TF instead, they're on the money, aren't they?
Okay, yeah. They've gone the opposite route, but like, what's to stop the Veigar for the man who's comfortable with it? I mean, there's so many options for Tally. Like, of all people that you want to try and ban out in League of Legends, he's one of the most difficult people to ban
Very
out.
hard, yeah.
Plays almost everything. I think has 70-something champions played in his competitive history. I remember seeing that tweet earlier in the week.
Swain, though. Great to see Swain back again, right? And we're not too sure where this could be played, because we have seen it in the top lane, played by Wintre. Could certainly be played in the mid lane as well.
Yeah, we've seen a bit of it played mid. Again, I'm using LPL as my one sample size. I know we've seen it here in the LCO played, but we've been seeing it a little bit more in the LPL. We've seen Sylas bans into Swain picks, so I'm very curious to see if this is where Gravitas choose to go. It's DaJeung, it makes a lot of sense, especially with the Zoe already banned away. Questions now remain on what they're going to pick last here for Gravitas. Will it be a hyper carry? It's blind regardless. So yeah, the Gnar is the logical choice here for him, but picking Gnar into Topoon. Picking the bread and butter for Topoon into him is a risk. Even if you're comfortable on the pick and you can play it well, no doubt in my mind Topoon has answers at every corner.
Absolutely. Topoon opens up that encyclopedia and says, what champion should I play today? Kennen? I'm really one of the only players in the LCO that will play this one. Gnar is my go-to. Gnar, I look like a carry-on.
Yeah, there's no assassin mid, right? There's no need to have a single AP threat, so double AP works here. Swain's build, we'll get into it as we get in game as well. Rylai's into like an Imperial Mandate seems to be the standard. So you can afford to have a full AP option top lane with Swain in your composition. And you've got the Lucian and the Lee Sin for physical damage. So your damage mix is good. Your damage in general is really good. Kennen provides you with flanks and engage angles, as does the Lee Sin. The Swain can kind of stand in front as well and have team fights. Very dive-centric, bruiser type of composition here from the Chiefs, where Gravitas have the Tahm Kench to save someone, so presumably the Senna right will be protected, but double supportive bottom lane for DaJeung, for Llenia, and for Toppy to have a big game. Hard to do, however, into the amount of damage that exists on the Chiefs comp. When your champions aren't tanks, they're also just bruisers themselves. So this is really, really high damage League of Legends.
It certainly is, and it's the most exciting brand, in my opinion, personally, right? When you just see all the sparks flying, all the team players really trying to outplay one another with any kind of advantage they can let themselves, be it item, positioning, summoners, or whatever else springs to mind. It's the final game here to kickstart another week of LCO action. It is the Chiefs taking on Gravitas. Chiefs have been in such hot form, and who would contest that? Well, Gravitas going to ask the question, can we do it with a new roster with some spicy picks and a chance to upset that apple cart?
And I do agree with you that it's a spicy brand of League of Legends. It's fun, right? Watching all these bruisers collide, but that's if it's an even game, and that really is what Gravitas need to do here. They need to start with a bang. They need to make the Chiefs be on the back foot, at least somewhere on the map, right? I'd love to see Llenia and DaJeung get fed. I'd love to see them control the map. That's what I spoke about before we even got in a champion select. I think the composition enables that. Piglet could still go large on this Senna, but it's probably going to be a farming Tahm Kench. That's the staple that we see now for all Senna lanes. And Raes and Aladoric on Lucian and Nami is dangerous.
It really is. And it's just so beautiful to watch some of these insanely good bot lanes play these aggressive hyper carry, brands of League of Legends where they're really in your face and looking to try and eke out any kind of advantage. And it was the question mark, right, about what happens when aggression goes up against scaling. You mentioned the Sylas into the Swain. If DaJeung can find an advantage, certainly could be an exciting time. We've seen what he's done on that pick in the past on the Sylas. Clutch moments galore.
Absolutely. We also saw this matchup top lane now that I think about it.
We have.
It was Kanga against Pentanet.gg week 1, day 1.
It was indeed. And whilst we ponder that one, let's talk with the man from behind the curtains. It is Mystic from the side of Gravitas. Welcome back, mate.
How you going, lads?
Yeah, really good. Last game of the night. Obviously, still excited to see what takes place here, and mostly excited to see your latest signings. I mean, they're making their debuts here tonight. So, question being, how's their integration into the roster been?
Oh, it's been very smooth. Both of the guys are super talented and know their limits. So it's just been about getting the play style to mesh, and most of the work's been on us coaches, getting the play style nailed down, getting draft philosophy nailed down, all that kind of good stuff, and making sure that communication's where it needs to be, and yeah, just all the little things that come with changing up the roster. No doubt. I mean, one big thing for me is the fact that DaJeung played every single game for you guys last, all 21. So Llenia now being in this position, surely now a chance for them to form this really formidable mid-jungle because they're playing together week in, week out from scrims to stage. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely. That was one of the issues we had last split, was just lack of mid-jungle synergy a little bit. So definitely looking to clean that up a little bit here with this pairing. Final question to you. Obviously early days, only week 2, but what have you made of things so far? Obviously certain teams have found upgrades. Would you say that the level is a significant degree higher than it was in split 1? Yeah, I think our ceiling's incredibly high. I think playoffs is like an absolute must for us to split, and I think we're really going to be able to shake things up come the end of the split. Fantastic. Well, I wish you well on that quest, and I wish you well in this game as well. Best of luck. Appreciate it, lads. Have a good one.
It's been a very curious week, I will say, in the LCO, given that week 1 feels like it was almost non-existent for a couple of teams, right, and how their rosters have been shaken up between week 1 and 2. So for the first real iterations that we've seen of perhaps what these teams have intended, Gravitas being one of those now, we'll get to see what they're actually made of. And if all of the hype that the players and orgs do seem to have for the players is genuinely true, of course, it's not always going to happen immediately. But inevitably, if they think they're going to threaten playoffs, then that's something to look forward to.
And ultimately, that should be the goal, right? No team ever wants to say, we're just here to have fun, we're here to play, we're here to turn up and show up and do whatever we can. Ultimately, you really want to wrestle your way into that position, and that's what we have historically seen in the LCO, right? From Split 1 to Split 2, if they have coming with a goal of, we are all about development, Split 2 has usually been a massive advantage, where they've doubled the amount of wins.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Gravitas last year was the perfect example of that happening, really. They started the split with a bang. Just a quick recap as well for now you're seeing a bit of a product of that top lane. Topoon and Toppy had a big fight level 1. You saw it on your screen. It was the fact that DaJeung was there at level 1 as well, starting with his chains to get into the mix that forced Flash out of this Kennen. So summoner spell advantage belonging to Gravitas. But the trade-off, as we're seeing high trades bottom, was that Tally pushed mid really hard. So now actually has control of mid almost outright, just by the health lead, you know, control of the lane that he had overall from level 1. DaJeung never really had a chance to do the maximum in terms of damage or trading, and this is teleporting to Ignite as a matchup. So just keep that in mind. Jungler's now hovering.
Does have the unsealed cell book, so certainly going to be keen to find as much value out of those summoners as possible. Both junglers at level 3, circling their way towards the mid lane, looking to see what's up. Nice little bubble there.
Yeah, Floppy, also the farming member in this lane, is certainly copping it. Arthur mid.
He's looking for a flash. Oh, he's missed a Sonic Wave. I don't think it's going to hurt him too much, unless a good disengage away, and Llenia is still in the area, so a first blood has just been avoided.
Yeah, it was a nice little dodge there, actually, by DaJeung. The fact that Sonic Wave missed literally does save his life. So very well played, but still so far behind. Even health trades like this, favorable to the teleporting member. At all times, there's extra kill threat from the Ignite, yes. Mid lane's definitely volatile as it currently stands. But so far, so good from the Chiefs.
We get to have a bit of fun with these mini-games, right? Because it's a case of, you know, how many stacks can the Swain get versus that of the Senna as well. Obviously, very different goals in mind. But I do quite enjoy just seeing the beauty of acquiring all that power. And if we are going to see that more supportive build that you mentioned that's been seen over in the LPL, and certainly a case to be said that I will grant you a target, there is your kill.
Yeah, what we've been seeing is primarily the Imperial mandate, then it gets flexible. So you could go Zonias if you're looking to team fight, be in the front line. Raes is one of the most important items in that build, so oftentimes you might even see it rushed. Imperial mandate, of course, having a mana regeneration component to the item does help if you want to get that first, just for having extra staying power in lane. If you're one of those teams or regions like what you have seen from the LPL a lot, in that you get all the blue buffs as mid lane, and it's a non-negotiable because mid laners are the boss in that region, then you can afford to go for a Raes. Imperial Mandate's so cheap though for item spikes, definitely worth considering.
Seen Anathema's chains as well, very similar to like how a Viego can play that in the mid lane too.
Correct, you just become utility, right? You just try and provide as much as you possibly can. Staying power in team fights is important. Bubble going just wide. I feel like Llenia has existed a lot in this game, but not doing anything. It's just existed.
And it has existed as Tally looks to try and ascend as he hits the ultimate. The bubble is guaranteed. It actually snipes the kill away for a first blood for the Chiefs.
Aladoric. That was the least necessary bubble you've ever seen. He's going to get the kill. The question is why. Either way, Drake going to be the objective. That just felt... I feel like we just casually watched Gravitas die for no good reason. There was no purpose there. Llenia's hovering perhaps to try and push a wave in, but numbers from the Chiefs was just too strong.
Yeah. And obviously Tally hit the breakpoint first. Ultimate's available. DaJeung was still level 5 at that moment, so no real answer back and just fell over in that trade. First Drake goes the way of Chiefs as a result.
Floppy and Piglet just going to be farming bottom lane out. They find themselves about 10 to 12 CS down presently. But hunting here as a Tahm Kench W could connect if they wanted it to. It's not going to. This wave is in a rough position for the Chiefs if they don't get it to actually crash. Llenia hovering. I don't know if he just got spotted. He actually walked out of the bush. I would say Aladoric is the one who's most likely at risk of dying here if a Tahm Kench from the brush connects. Floppy showing 0 in 10.
One-man bubble locks in place that time. Kench, will they answer back? There's an abyssal dive, doesn't connect. The flash has to be used preemptively because if that tongue lash is on, the kill's there.
I feel like that was Gravitas really trying to bait the play instead of forcing the play of their own accord. They cop a bubble, what feels like willingly, but again, Floppy just uses his voyage from vision and Aladoric walks away.
Oh no, Llenia's going for a reset. A bubble into a full calling channel, which essentially splits the damage between AD carry and support. And a bait that went into a turnaround has ultimately just fallen on his face.
Yeah, and loses an absurd amount of control and tempo from Llenia. He'll get level 6 from experience. He's getting in bottom lane, but Arthur's been able to clear his red side of the map, right? Gets the red buff, goes towards the Rift Herald. Already level 6, halfway to level 7. He's so far ahead in the jungle. Top lane casually in a 1v1 has been really nice for Topoon. Still has the teleport in hand. It is something that is massively advantageous for the Chiefs. Mid lane, I mean, it speaks for itself if you look at the scoreline for the CS difference. It's 21 in the lead for Tally. That's been happening since the first wave of the game. And all of this priority from the extended, unnecessary play bottom that just was poked at by the Chiefs, consistently made worse and worse. That makes me so sad. That's so sad.
As you walk away from the screen.
That really is just an analogy for this game. Like, it just sums up this game in one moment.
Topoon just somehow gets back to base and says, thank you very much. TP back to lane. I've lost nothing.
Boomerang was just a warning shot.
A lot of time, though, spent in this bot lane to try and shut down this Lucian Nami combo. This time, DaJeung's here.
It's DaJeung without jungler, so if he makes this play, he's by himself and Arthur's hovering. So this does, in essence, now become a 3v3. You've got Swain moving in response. Llenia's holding mid, so it's not a play. It's just a transition of farm from jungler to mid. Spencer, thank you for that. Juicy stacks.
Very juicy stacks, absolutely. The Demon Eyes do love that. Have you seen a Sylas with a tidal wave? An absolute fear on the Rift.
Kind of surf his own wave.
Absolutely.
I'm sure it does a lot of damage. I'm unsure exactly what a Nami ult does for Sylas in terms of damage.
Regardless, Chiefs will say thank you very much for making a bit of a telegraph play there, which hasn't really netted you anything but a bit of a walk around the map, instant summon of the Herald in the mid lane. Not going to find much more than that, but a few plays, a bit of gold shed around. Tally is the focus. Tidal Wave comes on through, flash away. That is the route from the Senna connecting. He hits the Demonic Ascension, needs to get in range to make sure that the uptime is still there. Arthur baits in, he's been ignited, but he's managed to safeguard to safety.
Arthur gets out very nicely, I will say. Super aggressively looking for the kill on Llenia. It just doesn't happen. Just not enough damage, perhaps, in his calculations there, but either way, they're able to net themselves Piglet. They'll get themselves a pretty happy kill there as well. Turret plate might fall. Close. Going to stay up for now, I think. Everything else, again, it's just business as usual for the Chiefs. There's really not much to say in a game like this. They're doing the correct moves. Right, that Herald summon was very greedy, but the placement of the Herald was fine, right? Like that timing was just, they got what they needed. They got the charge, they got the fight. You try and make a play bottom Gravitas, it's weathered, it's then dealt with, and then a better play is made by the Chiefs. That's really what we're seeing. Just better counter punches from, on paper, the better team.
There's that first Mythic Guard complete. So the Imperial Mandate now online for Tally, who is well ahead of his lane opponent. A full level on this Sylas as well. Now running the Ghost and Ignite, so some real kill pressure. Really what you'd love to see if the fight was about to break out around a Herald or a Dragon. Ideal summoners.
Without a doubt, yeah. I mean, the Ghost is so nice for Swain. Being able to stick to someone in a team fight, especially having the Ghost before having something like a Raes, right? You may not be able to proc the Imperial Mandate perfectly as it stands with just having this item, but it's also going to be an Imperial Mandate for Aladoric.
Yeah, double.
They're going to double down on those mandates.
Damage amplification will be readily available from multiple sources as the Abyssal Dive goes on through. Once again, Arthur looking to try and hop himself out to safety. DaJeung has actually stolen the Swain ult, and now this time is the one with all the damage. Aladoric comes on through with a tidal wave, knocking up 2, but I believe Llenia is actually going to look to try and say, no, I am now the Lucian. I'm the one who is assisting. DaJeung's got himself that all-important double.
Arthur oversteps by a large margin, is immediately punished by Gravitas, who were just moving up the river. So right place, right time, they'll get it done. Toppy did get solo killed, so I'm sure we'll hopefully get a replay of that one, because that happens during all of the chaos and action. But that's 2 kills on the board for Gravitas and a Drake secured. It means that the Drake win condition is not going to be as readily available for them. This is what happens, Top. I mean, he's mini Gnar, so I would imagine Topoon just, wow, okay, just hits all of his abilities.
Yeah, why not?
It's just that simple, right? Had the 4th auto attack on as well to guarantee a stun if he flash ults. Flash ult, auto attack W, easy as you like from Topoon.
Yeah, another one for the record book.
Yep, add to the list.
World 15th.
I think we're in his head. He legitimately wants to have the record.
I do wonder if he watches back the replay of the broadcast and thinks, oh, the boys are really active on my records, so let's have a crack.
I mean, his first game with a split felt like it.
Oh, absolutely.
Felt like he knew what he was after.
Absolutely. Well, promising signs, though, for Gravitas, right, to find himself that exchange when they certainly did need it. Now Llenia's gone back to base and picked himself up the Divine Sunderer, so certainly their skirmishing potential is going to be even stronger now. They got the lockdown between the Everfrost and the Chains. Poising at another little attempt here in the bot lane, but it feels overforced.
But DaJeung, again, he's here to almost escort Piglet back to bot lane while mid's already crashing. Like, Tally is here with a minion wave breaking a full turret.
Oh, this is
Piglet's just dead.
Oh, no. Did you just see Piglet's health bar? Gone. Absolutely decimated.
I think it's like the ideas are okay. They're just timing is way off.
Yeah, DaJeung's going to try and find retribution for it, though. If you've taken my turret, maybe I'll try and take you down. Oh, he's got the claw. He's knocked him back. He's got the ultimate ramped up and ready to go. They're looking to try and just really rock him on down, kick him away. Arthur says it's just that easy. He guarantees it with his ultimate. There's the Dawning Shadow from the base as Piglet respawns. The fight continues. Raes is low on mana, but the bot lane of Chiefs have drawn so much attention to this side of the map.
Just so much pressure, right? Meanwhile, Topoon just having the time of his life up here, playing 1v1 in top lane. Having a good old time. Arthur walks mid, gets themselves a kill. Everfrost into the Imperial Mandate. You would expect that DaJeung feels strong, but Tally's just tanky. He's just tanky. You try and all-in commit to him, he's just going to press R and survive through it.
That time, doesn't he?
Doesn't boomerang twice in a row, eh? Still, I mean, stopping the recall is going to be pressure top lane. You've actually just confirmed that there's going to be 2 people up here.
Big wave to crash.
You can see Gravitas trying to move up for this. They'll be spotted in 2 different locations at the same time. So the fact that Chiefs are pushing both top and bottom at the exact same time and they're winning on both is the perfect summary of how this game's going 15 minutes in. It may not be a speed run from the Chiefs, but so far they show no signs of throwing this game away.
No, up by a very healthy amount of gold as well. Llenia going to look to say, well, we'll forget that for a second. We'll claim ourselves the second spawning of this Herald. Couple of stacks for Piglet and a chance to try and say, where can we answer back instead with? Where will this Herald be summoned? Is it a case of just breaking through mid? Because already 15 minutes in, we've got objective bounties.
Yeah, you could probably just place it in a side lane, go for the bounties, you know? Like, there may not be plates to take anymore, but extra bounty in the pocket wouldn't go right here for Gravitas. Maybe just put Llenia and Toppy into bot lane, something like that, and summon it for them. We'll see. We'll see what they choose to do. I don't feel like Gravitas exactly have a lot of options, especially when the first turret that they lost is the mid lane outer turret. Their ability to play around the map is now so constricted. I mean, look at Arthur and Aladoric, freedom to move.
Yeah. It's crazy how easy it is to make these plays right now. The stolen ult from the Kennen really doesn't do much apart from fireworks on our screen and 4 members of the Chiefs surround him. We run it back in the bot lane with the real slicing maelstrom as no, Toppy's going to actually hit him against the wall and have a bit of a bashing. Both have their mythic items complete. Toppy's winning this one. Toppy's going for it! And that third and final hit, he gets the solo kill into the solo kill player.
Toppy greater than Topoon. That's 1-1. We'll see what happens in their best of 3. Very well played by the Gnar player.
Oh, Raes is looking for it. He's being killed. Oh, what's happening? Oh no, Floppy, as he just dived into absolute nowhere. Oh, I don't know about that one. Regardless, haven't been able to find their play topside.
Piglet does hit a Q there at the very last second on Llenia, which may have kept him alive through the ignite of Aladoric. Playing very aggressively was this Nami. It could have been a very sneaky kill. Nevertheless, not going to be seen. Toppy earns himself not just a solo kill versus Topoon. Solo kill leader of the LCO, if not the bloody world, he's just good at it. He gets a turret for it as well. Bounties in mind, that's really large. He's doing it for his team.
And now surely you're thinking that Herald was going straight down to the bottom lane, break open a second turret, claim another bit of objective bounty gold, and shrink that gold lead that was slowly pulling away for Chiefs.
For what it's worth as well, Kennen has gone for the Proto Belt, or Rocket Belt rather, has gone for more of a team fighting option here, you would say, where Toppy with the Trinity Force still a duelist's item, primarily, so is much more poised for the 1v1s. Now perhaps building towards what looks like it's going to be a wit's end. Wants to be able to survive, wants to be able to pressure in that 1v1 in a side lane. That is important for Gravitas if they want to have a shot in this game. Herald Summoner's Drake kicks off here, Skimmy.
Summon in the mid lane as the fight breaks out. Third Dragon of the game. Both teams sitting at 1-1. Arthur looking to secure it, and that he does. Will the fight break out afterwards? Because Topoon is poised and ready to go. Slice Maelstrom is there. He's got a flash. He's just been rooted though. Tally will not be able to do much about this one. The bubble doesn't connect. The culling goes out, but all out of range. Gravitas are running for the hills right now.
Arthur ready to go still.
He's looking for it. The target is not who they're after. It's on to Floppy. Great bubble. A two-man slicing Maelstrom. He's been exhausted, but the damage has already been done. He's stunned. They're locked in place. The kill is confirmed. It is Toppy that picks that one up. Gravitas were running, but just a bit split.
Yeah, they completely split off. They didn't stay together. Floppy gets caught, very much mispositioned compared to the rest of the team. DaJeung on a flank. Toppy now loses his Mega Gnar, so there was really no opportunity to make a counterplay. It's just going to fizzle out. Chiefs, they'll get themselves the Drake. They'll get themselves a pick. And they will continue to stay in the driver's seat in this one. Signs of life from Gravitas. Some positives to note for sure. But Chiefs just a different class, still trying to keep the pressure on.
Certainly are. And that pressure isn't going to stop anytime soon, but it's a great chance to see what Gravitas can do in a game where they are being afforded chances to try and answer back and find moments of magic. Top lane they go.
If I was to put this simply, Skimmy, I think right now the difference between mid laners is just too great. There is 70 CS, an entire item. It is unbearably large. Look at the gold right now, right? Tally on top of the board. DaJeung 3,000 gold down is the cost of a Raes between them. That's tough.
And this is exactly the itemization that you were mentioning, right? You get the Raes, the mandate, you're living life.
Yeah.
You're having a great time as that Swain. Everybody's slowed, you're in that ult form indefinitely. And especially if you've got the right summoners, which in this case right now was a heal and exhaust. I mean, just nobody's killing you.
And if the enemy team has a single carry, you go Anathem's Chains if you wanted, right? Stop them from doing anything, and you just exist perpetually because you are a monster. Zonya's, of course, very big for enabling. Tally with certainly some funny-looking summoners with his spellbook. It doesn't matter, right? You're just a Swain. You just get to live your best life.
No, he certainly is. Chiefs as a collective are doing that as well. That is their fourth turret this game. And they are steadily marching their way towards the base. Good little sidestep from that bubble. Otherwise, 3 members are going to be locked in place from that one. The chains connect from Piglet. Farm up another bit of Senna Soul stacks. As they are fighting a bit of an uphill battle here, just rotating and being pulled around the map by Chiefs.
Without a doubt they are. I mean, the best way that Gravitas stay in this game is by breaking bot lane by winning 1v1, but that's not going to happen quickly. Topoon has wave
Oh, that's a juicy two-man knockback there by Tally Swain, and that just enables the fight. The fight starts out, the fight begins, and the fight just ends like that. A double kill for Arthur. Lucian is clean. His first death of this split. And he says, look, it's a quad for a kill. Give me the pincer.
Arthur wants it.
Surely Arthur's going for this one. Surely the team empower him to find it. He's looking for the Sonic Wave. It will not
They've healed him to speed him up. That's how much they want it. Toppy has Gnar.
They are all in on this play.
He's Mega with the Gnar ulti.
Keep it active. Raes is going in. They say, Arthur, find it!
Oh no,
it's been stolen!
Raes dies to minions as well. Arthur's a stone's throw away from dying to the turret or cannon. All of that for a pentakill, and they can't get it.
Oh, no.
I think Arthur might be so tilted he tries to forfeit.
Oh, well, look, we love Arthur's post-game celebrations. We really, really do. But I tell you what, that man, as soon as this game is finished, surely we've got something special for this one, because we've only had a single pentakill the entire year.
He just walks straight over to Tally's PC and turns it off. I think that's what I would do if I was Arthur. He'd be a little bit sad about that one, but hey, they're still doing incredible work. They are so far ahead now, even with that in mind, right? A shutdown given over. They don't break the turrets in mid. They just team fight. It is still 4 kills into the hands of Arthur. Clean on this Lucian, I think it's fair to say at any point you watch him play this, knows his limits incredibly well, also holding onto his Q for the longest possible time to make sure that his combo is actually just Sonic Wave, Resonating Strike into Sonic Wave again. And this is where it gets a little bit yakety sacks because they just really want it, but he's a Mega Gnar, he's just proc that. It's so hard to make a play that Raes is tanking.
Back here. Tally really doing an Aladoric there and saying, I'll just chuck at a skill shot and get a kill. Why not? Why not? Maybe some discussions inside the Chiefs camp after this game, but as far as this game is concerned, they are all about this Baron. Is it a bait? I don't believe so. I think the fight's about to start out. Sideways is going to look at everybody in place. Look at the Topoon ult! Everybody's just stunned. They can't do much about this one, but Toppy's found one kill. The Baron's being claimed there by Alpha, and that's what you love to see. Now they're going to look to try and run down all these stragglers, all these members of Gravitas that are running away back to their base, but you're not running away. Alpha says, I want to run this game again. And he's hit that Sonic Wave. The Devour, the Consume, it's all there. The shield is expired. But they're just a little bit too quick to be taken down.
I mean, Baron and Health sitting here for the side of the Chiefs. They will be able to push forwards on this one. Tally's just going to tank 2 turret shots for good measure just to really show how alpha he is. Toppy going to zone them away regardless. So that should be an inhibitor if they want it to fall. Toppy hunting to get Gnar doesn't have his ult. And Floppy's just dead.
Floppy and Toppy are doing what they can right now. One's dead and one's active. One's really keen to try and hit them against the wall. He doesn't have a flash.
Flash
he does.
ult now.
He does. He's just not found the moment to strike.
He was waiting for the Gnar ultimate to be off cooldown. It was close. Didn't find his opportunity. They're trying again. There is signs of life in the Gravitas camp. They got to the Baron. They contested the play.
Yeah.
It just isn't going their way. It started so far against them. DaJeung started so far down from trying to make a play at level 1 that he still hasn't recovered. And it's just unrecoverable at this point, right? Llenia will get into the pit. He'll take someone over. It's actually a 50-50. Very close. But Chiefs will win that 50-50. Arthur doesn't really lose those smites and they just continue forward. I mean, realistically, I think Arthur actually could have continued to chase here, but he used his safeguard away to Topoon instead.
A little bit of restraint. Maybe a little bit deflated. Thinking, well, there's no pentakill on this time. No point to even try. Another dragon picked up, and that means that soul point is all on now for the Chiefs in 4 minutes. Whether or not the game goes that far, we will wait and see. Mid inhib is already down, and these side lanes are now starting to be attacked.
Toppy playing towards the top lane. His force of nature done. He's going to try and take down another turret bounty tower. It's going to take him quite some time, however, and the Chiefs have already got a Baron buffed minion wave crashing on the inner. That should continue as well here, I feel like, because the inhibitor's already dead mid. You've actually got Topoon on an exceptionally wide flank. This will just be a dive if they aren't careful.
He's got all the tools to succeed as well. Rocket Bell into flash into an ult with them all grouped up together again. It could be the full 5-man.
You know he wants to as well.
He's
Next
so
wave is crashing. They've got the minions too.
Tidal wave, only onto one this time. Cunning's going to come out great. Bubble as well. That's a Sonic Wave. That's surely a follow through, and that's a kill to find. Demonic Ascension being stolen away here for DaJeung, but it's just going to expire straight away. He's got no champion to hit.
Yeah, just fizzles again. Chiefs showing some reservations, just being very controlled, very measured. This game is on a nice edge for Gravitas. If they want to stay in this game, they'd need to fight immediately and somehow win it. 10,000 gold down.
Looking for that next bit of CC to start things off. Is it the bubble or is it this Nevermore? Who would it be, and which Imperial Mandate will find a success to try and get them the damage amplification that they need? A 2-man knock against the wall as Toppy goes in. After flashes out, Donny Shadow goes across. Llenia has already flashed for the hills. He's out of this fight. He doesn't even want any part of it. Toppy's found that one kill, but paid the price going 1 forward, and then Topoon says, I am the better top laner. I will get the double kill. As the Chiefs showcase what a 10k gold looks like and forget about the third inhibitor. Let's just win the game. 26 minutes in, they clean sweep them inside their base. Forget the ace. They close out the day with a win.
The last team fight definitely is just Chiefs slapping them with their wallet, but they're far enough ahead. They've earned that lead. They're able to make it happen, and a pretty straightforward victory here in the end by the Chiefs. Not much to complain about, not much to fault them on. Bit of fun here and there as well. Quadra kill, Penta denied is the one thing that I think Arthur will go straight into VOD reviews, load up the replay and say, look at what you've done.
I think I could already see him looking at it from that little
done.
He's already like that. I see Tally trying to give some inspirational claps like, come on, boys.
Yeah.
No, I'm not happy with you today.
That was funny. That Pentasteel was golden. We're just watching, we're like, oh, and then it's just.
Do you think Tally did it on purpose?
Surely.
See Swain there.
Absolutely.
Surely.
100%. Yeah, let's get some anger in between all these Chiefs members. Ooh, you know, fighting internally. Yeah, that's great. Now, let's talk about that game. So, Gravitas didn't really get too much of a chance. It was one of those situations, like you're looking back to similar things happening last split, where no matter what Gravitas did, we're looking at the CS difference in every single lane. We're looking at the kills in every single lane and everything. Even the gold, the whole damn game was favoring Chiefs. So Gravitas, it would have taken a Herculean effort to get back into the game, and it would have had to get, an ace themselves without losing a member to even try to get close to that gold lead the Chiefs had. And that was just in the mid game. By the late game, it was just too far gone, Kitty.
I do want to applaud Toppy though, because he did manage to get a solo kill on Topoon, who is supposed to be the solo kill king. So grats to Toppy. I'm sure you're one of the only players that has ever slain the king of top lane. But talking about the game overall, I think Chiefs was a bit more experimental with this draft. They did last pick the Kennen, where it was kind of a risky pick into the Sylas, but maybe they just had so much confidence that this comp would work.
Yeah, I mean, it felt like...
The polar opposite emotions. You've got a smile and Arthur instantly dead fan, and then Tally's just cracking up. He's like, yes.
Do we have Arthur's face on that moment as well? That would be ideal.
It was there.
He went from a smile to a muted.
It was muted.
Just boom. Full blank. So, you know, clip it, ship it, keep it for later. Oh, and the
glance at the end.
The anchor.
Oh, that was personal.
He's like, Tally, stop clapping. I didn't get
I'm
my
not
penta.
happy.
You're not allowed to be happy today. Now, have a look here at the scoreboard. Of course, there was a lot of damage coming through from that Kennen, as well as Raes there on the Lucian, both doing big work. Have a look at the item builds. Kitty, I think you wanted to touch on something here for Swain.
Me and Rusty actually mentioned this before the show. We actually see an Imperial and Rylai's Swain. So maybe Tally heard our conversation or something?
I mean, I think it's become the standard, right? Like, if you're watching competitive league over the last week, you've really started to see this rise up the ranks. And when Swain first got reworked, there was a lot of discussions on what the build would be. I think, like, Leandri's was probably the staple first choice for a lot of people.
But like Moonstone when you're in the bot lane as well.
Yeah, but like once you realize that Swain really only needs Rylai's to function, like you can do Unsealed Spellbook even potentially and just have Ghost. Like, you don't need to have expensive items like Leandri's, just have a 2,300 gold mandate that is still just the goods.
Yeah, the goods, damage amp, absolutely love to see it. And someone else we love to see, because he's the smiliest man in all of the LCO, is Tally. So let's bring him in for a conversation. Mate, how are you feeling after that? Would you say it was an easy win?
Yeah, I mean, it was a pretty easy game, but like, it's probably not as like one-sided as our other games were.
Yeah, I was talking about speedruns before this game. I thought you might have, got us back on schedule, trying to go for the 15-minute game, miraculous effort. Didn't happen. Now, I'll let Kitty go with the next question, because I got a banger for the final one. Just you wait.
Yeah, so let's talk about the Imperial Mandate and Rylai's Swain build. So this was the first time we've seen this alteration of this Swain build in LCO. So do you want to walk us through why it works so well?
Well, I mean, it's just like the Imperial Mandate, like synergy with like Rylai's and like Swain's kid, I think is really good. But I actually think that I should have gone Leandri's this game, because the team was like so tanky. I think 4 out of 5 champs were building health items, and I could have got more value out of that. And it's really easy to like keep my ult up in these fights. So I actually don't think this was the correct game to go Imperial Mandate, but I think those 2 items are like the interchangeable ones on Swain.
Okay, very interesting. Now, I need to ask 2 questions, only because I see Arthur looking pretty defeated in the background there. What were the comms when the Penta didn't come through?
No, it's like, I just asked what happened. Like, how do you not get the kill, dude? I thought we all tried to give it to him. Like, I have no idea what happened.
It must have just been a misplay. All right, now one more is Pradith. All right, you've got that game up against PGG tomorrow, and he had some spicy words in his interview earlier. Did you watch that one?
I think I did. Yeah, I did.
Okay. Now, what I want to know, do you have a response to the man? Some fighting words to try to, put some coal in the fire for tomorrow night.
I mean, I'm not too worried about a 3rd place team. Like, if he has to talk as much to be able to compete, like, keep it up. Like, I don't know. Just see you in Golden again, I guess.
Beautiful. Well, I guess you'll see him in the Rift tomorrow. Anyway, enjoy the W. You're still undefeated. Let's see if that trend continues. Good night.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Have a good night.
He's so happy all the time. I love the response. He's like, yeah, they're just a 3rd place team. I want to see how this game goes, because it definitely could have a large gap there if Chiefs do what we sort of expect. But look, let's keep talking about this one. Who do you guys think would be the Dare MVP? Because there was a few contenders.
Arthur.
It's Arthur?
I would say it would be Arthur again. I feel
Surely.
like he had a lot of control in that
Korean
game.
Okay, well, you're on the money. The man, he limit tested at one point, tried to take a 1v4, but other than that, was deathless. Other than that one situation, 6, 1, and 9, and very close, Kitty, to getting that first Penta 4 split 2.
I don't know why I keep doing the one poses because it's always one death. But
Yeah.
anyways, Korean Lee Sin never disappointing in the LCO. I just like watching Korean Lee Sins play. It's just aesthetic to watch.
Oh.
You know ASMR but for your eyes?
For your
It's
eyes?
every
Yeah.
mechanical,
ISMR.
like,
ISMR?
eye ASMR. Is that a thing?
I don't
It
know.
only shows really good clips. Like just everything's been Instagrammed. Yeah,
Yeah.
You know what's interesting though? I'm going to go down the rabbit hole of conspiracies. Every single person we've had has been deathless, right, for the MVP. Coming into this one, Arthur was deathless. Then he had that limit test moment, so he could have been deathless. It could have been, if you go deathless, you get an MVP. So, you know, the dots connected with the celestial beings and went from left to right to north to east, and we've ended up here.
Skimmy's cracked the case.
He's cracking the case, cracking the code.
Yes.
Now, we've got a play of the day to have a look at in just a moment. Do you guys remember anything in particular you want to say is the play of the day? Any moments?
Pentakill being denied.
Phyto 1v3.
Yeah, that's good.
Well, that was pretty
That's
close.
the only thing I can remember.
Yeah, look, goldfish memories kind of rough sometimes. Getting put on the spot,
Yeah.
also kind of rough. But look, you were both incorrect, which is fine.
Oh, cool.
But they were
It's
memorable
fine.
moments. I think another good shout out before we jump on into the winner is the Mammoth upset as a whole was pretty much
True.
a great
Yeah.
day.
Yep.
Yeah.
But the play of the day was big old Pradith getting himself a big quadra. So this is what closed out that game against Order. So it was a very interesting one. And you have a look, he did have a bit of a rough affair. Kitty was right. He was 2, 2, and 8 up until that point. But then this is when he gets himself a very, very cheeky quadra with an assist in there as well. So really doing his job. Have a look at it again. You got one coming up. Not that one. It's this one. And then another one just there. And then another just there. And then another just there. That's 4 kills, which makes it a quadra.
I mean,
Hey, what are you
to be
pointing
fair-
at? Skimmy? What are you pointing at?
I'm just loving production. Honestly, goated.
I think they saw me lean in like, I don't get it. I think they actually just saw me lean in like, no,
type
no,
up
no,
a
no, no, it wasn't me. It wasn't me that chose this.
Rusty, please.
It was good. It was the flashiest of plays,
That
I'd
is
say.
2 times now we've seen a quadra, I think, in play of the day where the quadra was on a silver platter. Because
Yeah.
the last one was Topoon with a gangplank ult or something, wasn't
Yeah,
it? Where
yeah.
like his R got it.
Yeah.
It's like, that's
collector
crazy,
got
But
it.
at the
man.
same time, look, contextually, it still ties in with how great that Pradith interview was with Kitty going,
Yeah.
so you were 2, 2, and 8, didn't you? And then I just wanted to put that up there just to remind Kitty. He did actually get a quadra that game.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
You know?
true.
Yeah, very good, very good. Well, that sort of rounds out all the festivities in regards to that game, in regards to the day. And I believe we have a standing leaderboard to have a quick look at as well to see where all the teams are after all these big games on this beautiful Monday evening. Pentanet and the Chiefs both still undefeated, but that changes here tomorrow. So one of these teams will edge out into the lead. Third place still tied up for Direwolves and Peace. Direwolves taking that W today to put them above Order and Mammoth, who are down there at 5th spot. Order having a rough couple of games, or at least playing the top of the table teams for the start of this first round robin. And then 7th place tied, Kanga and Gravitas down there. So I think the most surprising thing today would have been Mammoth, still there in 5th with that win. Arguably an upset over Peace, you know, people putting them in the power rankings really high. And the leaderboard, I feel like it's a bit mixed at the moment. We got, you know, last split's winners sitting down pretty in tied 5th right now, Rusty.
I think right now what we're looking at is almost like the 2 super teams from Split 1 just stepping up huge again, staying consistent, and then the inconsistencies everywhere else is starting to crop up early. If you want to beat Peace, get in while you can, because this Peace looks very beatable.
Yeah, it really does right now. Now let's have a look at tomorrow's games, the schedule, and what we're going to be seeing here on the LCO, delivered by DoorDash. And that first game is going to be delivered to you
Every game's a banger.
express. Chiefs and Pentanet, 6 p.m. Make sure you don't miss that one. One of these teams is going to stay at the top of the table, and one will probably end up second, depending on how the rest of the games go. Speaking of the rest of the game, 7 p.m., Mammoth and Direwolves, followed by Peace and Order, which could be another very spicy one, and Kanga and Gravitas to round things out. One of these teams will finally get their first win on the board for Split 2. So, some very interesting games going into tomorrow. Skimmy, why are you shaking your head?
Bro, they're all just so good.
Yeah.
Honestly, insanely good. And you know what? They're all match of the day.
They're all match of the
They
game.
are.
Every
I've
single
just
one
said
of
it.
them.
I've just said it. You know what? Forget about Chiefs and PGG being an absolute barn, but now they're all match of the week.
It's just a good day. Kitty, do you have any particular one, or do you agree with the boys?
I think it's match of the week. Wait, day
Yeah.
of the week?
It is a day of the week.
It is the day of the week.
What day is it tomorrow?
What day is it tomorrow?
Tuesday.
Hey, on it. I wouldn't have got that one.
Come watch LCO tomorrow on Tuesday, 6 p.m. starting.
Or be here at 5:30, or you
Oh,
can miss the
5:30,
pre-show.
sorry.
I love that. It's
But-
such a good plug.
You know, it's a great plug, great plug. You know, many things you can do. You can type exclamation Discord if you want to join the Discord. Rusty used to post pictures of his dog. Now I heard you got a new dog. You could probably
I do,
stick
and
some
a cat.
Yeah,
We're
oh,
you have a
working on it.
cat?
Yeah.
Exciting.
pictures in there of that. I've got a dog. I could put some dog pics. His dog's an emote. Exclamation male, M-I-A-L, M-A-I-L,
Uh-oh.
to make sure you're on the mailing list. You
You're
can
one of
make sure
those.
you don't miss anything. What do you mean? Don't type exclamation M-A-L-E, or you'll get in trouble in Twitch chat. And also at LCO on Twitter. Make sure you look at the From the Fans tomorrow, because we only got like one submission today. I'm actually really disappointed in every single one of you. So get on the Twitter sphere, make me happy, and then I might smile at the start of the show, but I'm not going to smile at the end, because that means League of Legends is done for today. We got more tomorrow, so they'll be back. She'll be back. I'll be back. And I might be smiling, depending on what you guys do. But that's it for the LCO delivered by Menulog for the day. I'm angry. See you tomorrow.
Caught out on his own. Here's the kick. That's a great ultimate for the invulnerability clips. He can't be hit. The wave to disengage the Everfrost. I don't believe Mayfun. What am I seeing? The greatest fate in history. The resets it in. A double kill for Voice. The kills are being found. Peace. They thought they had a 1v5 collapse. And it is an absolute disaster.
Voice just tried.
Looking for the flank. Winter's going to go for the fight that he's after. Instant flash away there from Kisse. Winter might just fallen down as a result of this one. He's in a lot of trouble. He's going to go for the fight regardless. Down comes the entrance. In goes the Galio. He got 25 stacks in this mid-eyes, and he just don't miss. Nor does their AD carry. It's an ace. It's a quadra kill. Praetor, eat your heart out. We're saying, come into my circle. Come into my sanctuary. I'll go golden, and now you're dead. The true passive of the Scorpmore. Can it get the kill? No, Dante goes golden now. Look at Direwolves all skirting on the outskirts of this fight. Also low. All going golden like they are the kings of this castle. And now Lulu says, what can I do? Lived has gone so defensive. He's literally lifesteal. That is his middle name. He quick draws out of that tempered fate. The reset's there, but he's been rooted again into the charm and into his death, surely. Juicy two-man knockback there by Tally Swain. And that just enables the fight. The fight starts out, the fight begins, and the fight just ends like that. A double kill for Arthur. Leeson is clean. His first death of this split. And he says, look, it's
got
a quadra
core.
kill. Give
You
me
know
the
Arthur
penta.
wants it.
Surely Arthur's going for this one. Surely the team empower him to find it. He's looking for the Sonic Wave. It will
They've
not
healed
connect.
him to speed him up. That's how much they want it.
They're all
Toppy
in.
has Gnar.
They are all in on this play.
He's Mega with the Gnar ulti.
Keep it active. Race is going in. They say, Arthur, find it!
Oh no,
No, it's been stolen!
Hey, look, menu pog.
She shells seashells by the seashore.
Yep.
I think. Do I do it 3 times?
Do it 3 times. One.
Oh no. What? Why did I get it?
Production's like, nah.
Wow. Bias production. Wow.
I'm just gonna read it off the Discord. She sells by the seashore. She shall. I give up.
She sells
already-
seashells by the seashore.